Hey, thanks for tuning in to episode 11. And I don't say this very much, but hey, if you want to see the next video, press like and subscribe so you don't miss anything. So now on to Florida Atlantic University. I go ahead and do our points for our recruiting, our prospects here. First, we'll go ahead and do that and get that out of the way, and then we'll play our game. So I did a little bit of research about Florida Atlantic and Southern Miss, just so you can compare the two schools. Southern Miss is a class size of about 11,000 students, where Florida Atlantic is got a class body of about 31,000. So they're 3 times as big as Southern Mississippi is, which is pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and look at the recruiting here. I'm going to go ahead and throw everything I got at Stephen Nunez here and see if we can't go ahead and get him. We got the lead right now, but let's see if we can go ahead and maintain that. DJ Long, we got the lead on him. We're going to increase that. Trey Williams, we're not in first place, but that 5-footer I think is catching us up. And I want to stay in the lead on these other guys, because even though they're not 5-star recruits, they are still pretty good, and they may be what we need if we get stuck in Conference USA another year. Hopefully we get out and get into SEC or ACC or another good conference that is a championship contending conference. But if we get stuck in Conference USA for another year, let's get at least some decent players that we can grow and do well with in the upcoming years. And I'm sure if we get out of this conference, we'll probably get some JD Patton there. I don't want to lose him. It looks like the team we're playing today, FAU, is catching up to us there. Looks like we're losing Eric right there. We'll look at his stats real quick. What do we really got? He's actually 69, not too bad for a defensive end. Speed's a little slow though. Power move's 80. I'll go ahead and put some points on him. We got some to spare. I don't know if we're gonna get that up to that 600. Behind by 600 this late in the season, but we'll give it a shot. Got to go ahead and take some points off one of these other guys we got a good solid lead on. So we're ahead by 3,000 here. I'll go ahead and take some off there. Yeah, I think we're for Reggie Jackson, we're going to be all right recruiting him. Or so would it appear. We'll go ahead and put 105 and see if that gets us increased any in going after him. All right. So another thing I want to do, I accidentally went out, but I want to look at school visits, see if anybody is ready to do any school visits. Let's see. I think most of the prospects have already visited or they're scheduled. I know we got quite a here we go. So looks like our next we only have one more game that we can actually schedule visits in. So we got 2 students ready. Middle Tennessee. So we'll go ahead and schedule them during the Middle Tennessee game. And I think we got quite a few students or prospects interested in coming visiting us this week as well. So we should have a few. I'll show those when it comes time to see who's coming. And I think that's about it for students interested. Let's see, here's our last. Alright, now on to the game. Now what I did in this game, just like I did the others, I simulated the Florida Atlantic University snaps with the ball. And so we had 3 people coming this week. Here's our overall players here, 83, 82, 80 for our wide receiver, middle linebacker, and defensive tackle. And they look like they have about the same thing. And my quarterback, broken ribs, 2 weeks, out for 2 weeks, and that's pretty much the rest of the season. So I got my backup quarterback in, and he's going to have to pull the weight of Broussard. So, you know, he actually played pretty good in the last game, but a 2-week injury, he may make it in for a bowl game. So maybe we'll get him back for a bowl game, because we are bowl eligible now. So we should be in a good bowl game. Obviously, it's not going to be a championship game or anything like that, but it'll be a good one. See if we actually get ranked in the top 25 this year. Alright, let's get this started.
Before we head down to the field for the coin toss, we'd like to remind you
do the coin toss here.
Real Coke taste.
And they
zero
pick tails
calories.
and it's heads, so
Enjoy
we
everything.
win the toss, and I'm going to go ahead and kick off. And that way we get the ball first in the second half. Now, as I was saying earlier, as in the other videos I've made and the replays, I go ahead and simulate, I'm going to simulate Florida Atlantic University's offensive snaps, and you'll only see them play defense. God, catch him.
He's tackled at the 37-yard line.
Hey, that's a pretty good return.
And that way, it'll shorten the length of the video here. When I first started doing this, if you've been watching the series the entire time, and they scored on us 7-0. So just like that, we're already behind, and we got to do something to see if we can't get in there. But this thing has to stick with the bread and butter of sticking with the running game. You know, I got away from it a few games, and as you notice, when I get away from it, I tend to lose. Great play by O'Neal. Runs 40 yards on the first play of the game. Got 1,100 yards for the season so far, 10 touchdowns. Not bad. But when I deviate from the running game, I tend to suffer in the game overall, because then I start throwing a lot of picks. And my ball control as far as throwing interceptions is not as good as it should be. Great throw over the middle to Anderson. 10-yard reception, first and goal. So let's get this thing tied up.
You throw it anywhere near him, and this guy's going to get his hand.
So it's still first and goal here. I'm going to do power O and see if I can't. Yeah, I slipped in right behind that defender. And he got an 8-yard touchdown. So Jeff O'Neal got his first touchdowns of the game, and that's going to tie it up, folks. 7-7. Go ahead and simulate their play. And it's our ball again. They punted to us. And we're on our 9-yard line. So they kicked it pretty deep on us.
The last time these guys were out there.
Let's see if we can get this ball back down. Stop me. 1-yard rushing with Jeff O'Neal. That doesn't happen too often, guys. I'll be looking for Y here. And they were ready for the screen. 0-yard reception. At least he got back to the line of scrimmage.
So at the end of one quarter.
End of the first quarter, we are tied 7-all. So here we go. See if we can get. I'm going to roll out to my right. And beautiful throw to Jermaine Mason, 23 yards and a first down. Let's do the power O again to the right side. And I cut it over the middle, and you know, I'm surprised I got almost 10 yards of that. It looked like I ran in the back of my my blocker. Go power O to the left here. And great play, Jeff O'Neal. If he was just a little bit faster, he would just lose these guys, and it would be over. This game would be over already. I'm going to be looking for X or Y, see if they come over. I'm going to run out to the right. Y is open. Beautiful throw. Anderson, if I could juke that last little bit there and had that defender miss, that would have been a touchdown. But either way, great play. We're just going to jam it up here in the middle. I ran it up to the right. And I can't believe he stopped me. I was going to truck that guy, truck stick him, but he stopped me. So now first and goal. Just jam it up. I'm going to move over to the right. Looks like I got better running room on the right here. And, yep, Henry's in. Of course, my old workhorse Henry seems to come in for the short, almost like a fullback. And we'll go ahead and simulate it. We got the extra point here. And we got the ball back already. And not as bad as last time where we're on our 9, but we're on a 25. So we got a touchback here is what that is. So great block and great juking by Jeff O'Neal to get almost 10 yards. I'm going to go for a pass play here, see if I can't surprise him. A is open, wide open. And, you know, it looked to me like I stepped out there. It didn't challenge it, though, so here we go. 2 minutes left in the second quarter, first and 10. Gross was wide open, beautiful catch, 21 yards receiving for Gross. I'm going to jam it up the middle here and see if I can't get it. And O'Neal, amazingly, I got 1 yard rushing, but it's fourth and goal now. What I did is I I went ahead and skipped
Southern
over the
Miss
first two, but the
up
same
7
thing happened.
points.
4th and goal, I'm going to go and do power O to the right. They usually, with Henry, and man, I can always count on Henry for the 1-yard touchdown. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate it to the next quarter because there's only 20 seconds left, and we should get the ball back. 21-7. This is a great rebound game from our loss from last
And we
week.
welcome you back to the action here. Just about
And we get the
set
ball,
for
so we're
second
going to let them kick off to us. All right, Parker, let's run this thing back. Let's get some great field position. Great blocks downfield. I think I can get this back.
Across midfield.
And, oh, my God, he barely ankle tackled me, but a 54-yard return. And here we go. We're going to run to the right. Some great blocking. Jeff O'Neal gets me 10, 11 yards there. Got over 10 first downs already. Carter going to roll out to the right. There was nobody open, so I went ahead and ran out of bounds. I can't believe I actually got 1 yard. Let me try a screenplay here, see if it works. And they are ready. And a 5-yard loss, so 4th down and 14. So they're going to go ahead and try to kick a field goal here. I don't know. I usually don't make it that long. Let's go ahead and try to kick one here and see if it's a 50-yarder. I think my distance is limited to 45. I think I already know this. I don't know why I'm trying it, but and yep, short and to the right. Wouldn't have made it. So we went ahead and simulated, and we got the ball back. They fumbled, and we have the ball back. Back on our, actually, I think they did a touchback. They punted and touchback. So some great blocking going on up there, and I got 7 yards out of probably what was nothing. So Jeff O'Neal is still tearing up the field here. And I lost a yard on that one. I barely touched that defender. I thought he was going to get blocked. So 3rd down here, and I throw it away. 4th down, I think we're going to have to punt here.
The defense did what they had to do to get 3 and out, and now get the offense back on the field.
We'll go ahead and punt this ball away, and we got a good enough lead. And defense is playing well. Oh my God, I muffed that punt
at the 36.
I know I'd be nervous with 11 guys sprinting down.
So we'll go ahead and simulate and see if they score here.
Man is to catch.
Oh, they fumbled it. Oh no, I'm sorry. They went ahead and scored. Now it's 14-21, and we have the ball back again on the 28-yard line. So let's see if we can score. There's a minute and 4 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Let's see if we can go ahead and score here and put some distance between us and Florida Atlantic. Got some great blocks. Gonna run it out to the outside. Good 16 yards rushing by Jeff O'Neal. And A was open, but I should have probably thrown an X. Probably got a few more yards out of it. But I went ahead and threw to A. To Jermaine Mason there. Great catch. Just going to run it up the middle. Got some blocks. I got the 1st down. And a few extra yards. So 6 yards rushing by Jeff. Already got 160 yards rushing in this game. 168, I believe that said. So end of the 3rd quarter here. We're winning 21-14. Let's see if we can't put them away here in the 4th quarter. I think if we get one more score, it's pretty much over. It'll be a good bounce back game. I'm going to go ahead and run this in.
Under pressure.
And I got some great blocking. I should be able to score here, and I do. Touchdown. We have 205 yards rushing in this game. So we've been running all up and down the field. And we got a turnover there. And we're on their 32-yard line, so I think they fumbled it on their 32. We now have the ball. Now here's what we put them away right here, guys. We're going to run this ball and run out the clock.
Makes it out to about the 19.
Just tick it away. Some great blocking and wide open. And if I would have thrown it on the right-hand side of him instead of the left, that would have been a touchdown. But 1st and goal.
He's going to try and scramble.
Oh,
he hits him hard
my God.
at the 5-yard line.
Alvin Kane catches the ball, but that should have been an interception. I don't know how I got away from that.
After a decent run
And Jeff O'Neal got 3 yards on that and got nailed right on the goal line. We'll go ahead and do a power O with Henry, and our go-to guy gets another touchdown. I think that's his 3rd touchdown this game. So he probably only has like 8 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. So go ahead and go to the next. They fumbled again, recovered by the USM on the 26. So we got the ball back, 14 to 35.
It'll be interesting to see how
Now, like I said, let's run that clock down again. Let's end this game now. Only 2 minutes 25 seconds left. Roll out to the right. And beautiful catch. Got 155 yards passing. So we're not going to bust the 250 yards passing or anything like that.
He lets it fly.
And I throw an interception. So it takes me a little while this game, and I got a little cocky near the end here, and I threw that interception. And I simulated, and they, luckily for us, they fumbled again, so we get the ball back.
The offense will take the field
without them scoring. So they had a chance to make it a 2-score game. You know, a minute and 34 seconds left, so I don't really say much. They must have. But A is open.
Slings it. He's at midfield.
Oh my God! If if he didn't fall down right there, he could have got a lot more yards. Probably could have gone all the way. So this game, instead of playing with the Southern Miss, I got lucky there. That should have been an interception. If the Florida Atlantic could catch the ball with their defensive backs, this game may be a lot different.
And he throws right away.
Great diving catch from Ryan Gross.
What he's willing to do with this wide receiver. This time he's throwing the ball really into cover.
This was a great comeback game against Florida Atlantic here, rushing and passing. Could have went a different way if they would have intercepted the balls, the few chances they had, but they didn't. So, like I said, we were lucky on that this game, and went ahead and simulated up to the 1-yard line here. But going to go ahead and give O'Neal a victorious a thank you touchdown there to help his stats. 36 seconds left of the game. Went ahead and simulate to the end. Might as well stop the pain for them right there. You can see Carter 14 of 18 for 224 and 1 interception, no touchdowns. And 184 yards for O'Neal. And look at that, like I said, Henry 7 yards rushing, but 3 touchdowns. And his longest was 3, so the three of those yards were all in one play. It is quite humorous. Mason got 114 yards. Got a few sacks this time and an interception. And I know we got some fumble recoveries here. I don't see them listed there. But that's amazing. 42-14. I'm going to go ahead and simulate the week, and then we'll look at the top 25. And here's the news to see if I got another recruit or two ready to visit. And we had a commitment. Eddie Bowen, the wide receiver. We did get locked out, but that's probably one of those schools or prospects that we're losing by a few thousand points, so I'm not worried about that. So a lot of people visiting this week. Now next, Middle Tennessee, who's 5-5, so they're no cream puff, but we're 8-2, and 2 of our losses have been against 2 pretty good schools. One of them was 7-1, and then one of them was an SEC school. So we got that going for us. 8-2, so we're leading our conference, at least our portion of the conference. And Tulsa's leading the West, and we're leading the East. So maybe we'll play Tulsa in the conference championship game. We shall see. And if we can win that game, that would assure us a great bowl game and maybe an invite to another conference. I know I keep mentioning the invites to other conferences, but that's what we're going to need to actually make it to a championship game, because we're not going to do it in Conference USA. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 all stay the same. It looks like number 8 dropped out. We'll see who number 8 was. They obviously had to lose that game. And that was South Carolina, lost to number 9, University of Florida. So everybody else remains the same. Everything's sort of solidifying here near the end. And I don't think, no votes yet. We haven't got any votes this year. All right. So, looking at our next game, looks like for Middle Tennessee, Kirk is picking us to win the game. So, that's a good sign. And, well, folks, that's about it. And we'll see you on the next episode. So, be looking out and remember to press that like button and subscribe.